Froman, everybody. All right. You can just have those, man. All right, your next comedian is very funny. He is the Sausage King of Chicago. Get as loud as you can for Abe Froman.
All right, you guys think my name's Abe Froman? What other names could I go by? Or maybe I'm not known as Abe Froman, but I could also be known as Ferris Bueller. Now, I'd like to tell you guys a fucking story about my high school career. I had fucking awesome times in high school. Now, I went to Shermer High School back in the day, and I used to play hooky from school, and those were fucking awesome times. And you know, I used to just ditch school, play hooky, and I'd like to tell you one specific fucking time. When I was a senior in high school, I was called in like 9 sick days and stuff, and there was one time I ditched school and I was pretending to be sick. It was on, the 9th time I called off of school. I was pretending to be sick, but I really wasn't sick that day. But my parents, Katie and Tom Bueller, thought I was sick. My sister Jeannie, who was pissed off all the time, fucking pissed off, she didn't ever believe I was sick. She just didn't even like that I was staying home from school that day. And so yeah, the day that I took my 9th sick day from school, I spent an entire day in downtown Chicago with my girlfriend Sloan and my best friend Cameron, and it was fucking awesome. So first I called Cameron and I asked him to come over to my house and pick me up, but he didn't want to come over. He just thought he was sick, but I knew he really wasn't sick. But he eventually came over, and then when Cameron got to my house, he prank called the principal, Mr. Rooney, and pretended to be my girlfriend Sloan's father, George Peterson. And Cameron told Rooney that he wanted his daughter Sloan released from school, and that there was some fucking family business to take care of. And then when Cameron made a mistake and told Rooney to be out of the school with her, we figured out a plan. We drove Cameron's dad's Ferrari to the school, and we picked up Sloan, and once we picked up Sloan from school, we were ready to enjoy a fucking awesome day in downtown Chicago. So yeah, when we got there, we got into the parking garage, but Cameron was afraid to leave that valuable Ferrari in the parking garage because he was afraid that something bad might happen. But I told the parking attendant to take good care of it. But without us even knowing, the parking attendant didn't even do his fucking job. He just drove the car off with one of his friends and put so many fucking miles on the car. But yeah, later when we were downtown, Cameron, Sloan, and I were in Chicago. We were visiting the Sears Tower. We were visiting other cool places, and then we went out for lunch at a fancy restaurant. And this is the place where I stole someone's reservation and told the waiter that my name was Abe Froman. And he's like, "Are you the Sausage King of Chicago?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." And he just told us to leave. He said he was too busy, but I demanded him to sit down, and he threatened to call the police. But I'm like, you know what? I'll just call him myself. So I used the phone, and I called the restaurant, and Sloan asked for Abe Froman. And then my friend Cameron got on the phone. He's like, "Mr. Froman, it's Sergeant Peterson, Chicago Police." So we were seated, we had a good lunch, and it was fucking awesome. And we left the restaurant, and we realized my father, Tom Bueller, was at the restaurant at the same time I was there, but luckily he didn't see us. So then we left, and we kept going, and we enjoyed the rest of the day in downtown Chicago. And we got in a cab, and we did a whole lot of other shit downtown. And meanwhile, Principal Rooney left the school grounds, and he tried to look for me because he knew I wasn't sick and was really just ditching school and playing hooky. So he came to my house, and there was an automated system on the door that heard him where it played my voice. And then Rooney tried to break into my house, but a dog ran after him, and there was a lot of shit going on. So some of the other places Sloan, Cameron, and I visited in downtown Chicago were like the Art Institute of Chicago. Then I was in a parade, and when I was in the parade, I lip-synced to Donka Shane. And I also sang Twist and Shout by the Beatles, and it was fucking awesome. And after the parade, when we went home, but when Cameron saw there were a lot of miles on the car, he went berserk, and he destroyed the car when he got back to the house. And I offered to take the heat for it, and I would tell his dad I did it, but he just said, "You know what, I'll stand up for myself and do this shit." So then I said goodbye to Sloan and Cameron. I ran home, I got home, and right on time before my parents came home to check on me. And then Mr. Rooney got chased by the dog again. The principal was just fucking pissed off about a lot of shit. So I got in my room, and I told my parents I was feeling better, but they thought I was still sick just because I was hot from my run home. But yeah, I got home, and I enjoyed a fucking awesome day in Chicago. And one quote I'll close with is, "Life moves pretty fast. And if you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it." That's my time. Thanks for watching tonight. You guys have a wonderful night. Thank you.
Abe Froman, everybody. They should make a movie about that.